TC Spiritual Shepherd, welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we are going to be getting into the 42 laws of Ma'at. We're going to be getting into the 10 commandments. We're going to be getting into the Emerald Tablets. How these are actually interconnected, how they're actually all the same thing. They're just differentiated between different cultures, but ultimately they're the same exact thing, as well as the 13 firsts, the African 13 firsts. Definitely check out the 13 first. I've already done a video about this on my course, but ultimately the 42 ideals of Ma'at, ideals. Remember, I've talked about what heroic, altruistic idealism. Okay, when people say you want to be in a utopia, it's like that's actually not necessarily a so off-putting, offset type of thing. It's actually a very attainable thing when we start to think of more of a collective Christ consciousness. So the 42 ideals of Ma'at are 100% aligned and have written the Emerald Tablets, which are unbreakable. They're like the tablets of Moses. And who wrote the 10 commandments, which were unbroken, right? Moses. Okay, so you have to start to see the interconnection between the correlations of this. We've already proven, I've talked about Paleo-Hebrew, paleo, ooh, that word paleo. You've heard of the paleo diet. Okay, that's a specific way of eating, but also the Paleolithic diet is an era, the Paleolithic era. So Paleo-Hebrew is the actual Hebraic language of the Bible, of the Hebraic Bible, and then that is the daughter language of the mother language, which is the Egyptian hieroglyphs. So we've already kind of talked about this, but the 42 laws of Ma'at, let's get into it and how they're interconnected with the 10 commandments, okay? Emerald Tablets is very similar to the 10 Commandments as well. We'll get into that later on for some of the people who are really into that type of stuff. Number 1, I honor virtue. Number 2, I benefit with gratitude. Number 3, I am peaceful. Number 4, I respect the property of others. Number 5, I affirm that all life is sacred. Number 6, I give offerings that are genuine. Number 7, I live in truth or within truth. Number 8, I regard all altars with respect. Number 9, I speak with sincerity. Number 10, I consume only my fair share. Temperance. Okay. Number 11, I offer words of good intent. We're going to get into the 10 commandments real quick. Okay. Number 12, I relate in peace. Number 13, I honor animals with reverence. Check out the word reverence. Number 14, I can be trusted. Number 15, I care for the earth. Number 16, I keep my own counsel. Number 17, I speak positively of others. I don't gossip, okay? Number 18, I remain in balance with my emotions, stoicism. Number 19, I am trustful in my relationships, okay? So I am pure in my relationships. Number 20, I hold purity in high esteem. So I respect purity in high esteem, okay? Number 21, I spread joy. Number 22, I do the best I can. I don't give 98%. Okay. Number 23, I communicate with compassion. Number 24, I listen to opposing opinions. Okay. This is like super biblical. It's not hard to love someone who loves you. It's more difficult to love someone who hates you, who persecutes you, and still love them. Okay. Not love what they're doing necessarily, but you still love the being. This is actually very thought out as a 5D dimensional consciousness, which what is love? It's 5D. Unconditional love is 5D for sure. Okay. Number 25, I create harmony. Number 26, I invoke laughter. Number 27, I am open to love in various forms. Number 28, I am kind and I'm forgiving. Number 29, I am kind. Number 30, I am respect and act respectfully of others. Okay. Number 31, I'm accepting. Number 32, I follow my inner guidance. Number 33, I converse with awareness. Number 34, I do good. Number 35, I give blessings or blessings. Number 36, I keep the waters pure. People don't understand what a lot of people do not understand what keeping the waters pure is. Okay, the waters, your fluids inside of your body. Okay. Number 37, I speak with good intent. Number 38, I praise the goddess and the god. So this is what Elohim, which is we, okay, in biblical Hebrew, in Paleo Hebrew, Elohim is multiple gods, okay, but it's in unison. It's the femininity aspect and the masculinity aspect of God, okay? So just so you guys understand that. Number 39, I am humble. Number 40, I achieve with integrity. Number 41, I advance through my own abilities. Number 42, 42 ideals of Ma'at, I embrace the all. Okay, now we're going to get into the 10 commandments. Okay. See how connected these are. The 10 commandments. Number 1, I am the Lord your God. You shall have no strange gods before me. Okay. Think in terms of esoteric. So what does this mean? Don't seek outside of self for validation of self. Okay. You will only see validation of others, and then you will try to mirror other people. But instead, what? Have no other gods before me. What is me? Who is me? Who is me to you? That me is the conscientiousness. The me is the consciousness. The I. We talked about what? The mind's eye. The I. The mind's eye. When you think of I, you go directly to your mind. You go less to your body. Some people do go to their body, but some people also go to the I in their mind, their thoughts. But is that you as well? Okay, so keep going. Number 2, you shall not take the name of your Lord, your God in vain. So I respect the goddess and the God. So I respect the masculinity aspect of God, and I respect the femininity aspect of God. And I am not going to what? Take that, or I have reverence for it. So I'm not going to be vain with it. Okay. Number 3, remember to keep holy the Lord's day, which is Shabbat or the Sabbath, which we just did a video on this. Okay. Keep holy. What is holy? Wholeness. Wholeness as in you don't need to go outside it. Wholeness. What is wholeness? Wholeness is I'm already complete. I don't need to go outside of me. So it's a day of silence. It's a day of reverence. It's a day of observance. It's a day of fasting. It's a day of patience. It's a day of not working. It's a day of internal, esoteric, eternal work. Okay. Number 4, I honor your father and mother. This can also be honor the goddess and the god. Or I embrace the all. I respect all beings. I respect animals, all this type of stuff. You shall not kill. Okay. You shall not commit adultery. So let's go right to it. I remain in balance with my emotions. I am trustful in my relationships. They're way greater than just like those types of things, because you actually start to see it in a positive light. Okay, let's keep going. I can be trusted. I care for the earth. I keep my own counsel. Okay, I keep my own counsel. I honor virtue. Okay, virtuous. I respect all altars. I affirm all life is sacred. Let's keep going. But yeah, I am trustful in my relationships. That's definitely interconnected. You shall not kill. I affirm that all life is sacred. So why would you do that if you affirm all life is sacred? All life is sacred, which is Aikido. Aikido. Okay, let's keep going. You shall not steal. Or number 6, you should not commit adultery. We've already kind of gotten into that. You should be trustful or I am trustful in my relationships. You affirm it. Okay. Number 7 is you shall not steal. Okay. Let's go right back over to you shall not steal. Let's align it. I keep the waters pure. I speak with good intent. I do good. I give blessings. You shall not steal. Let's kind of align this. I achieve with integrity. I achieve with integrity. Achievement and integrity. So in business, you don't steal from other people's business. You achieve with humility and integrity. I advance through my own abilities. I don't advance by stealing other people's abilities. I am forgiving. I am kind. I'm respectful of others. Well, people you steal from, you're generally not respectful of their stuff, right? So yeah, you can see how I respect the property of others right there. I respect the property of others. Okay. It's just intercorrelated. You see it. Okay. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. This one's a little bit complicated for me, but it's not too crazy. It just means you should not lie about your neighbor, which means that you should not gossip about your neighbor, or you should not rumorize about your neighbor. So what does this mean? I offer words of good intent. I speak with good intent. I create harmony. I listen to opposing opinions. So just because somebody has a different opinion than you doesn't mean that you necessarily have to just go and talk smack on them. Okay? I advance through my own abilities. I keep the waters pure. I give blessings. I do good. I converse with awareness. So when I have conversations, I converse with awareness. I don't just say, well, it's about me, ego. It's about me, and it's not about you. Okay. I listen to opposing opinions. I communicate with compassion. I spread joy. I don't spread gossip. I don't spread rumors. I spread joy. Okay. I can be trusted. People who go behind people's backs cannot be trusted. And when they're talking about other people, but when they can't defend themselves, that person cannot be trusted. Okay, because immediately, right when that person shows up and they stop talking about him, okay, when they immediately leave, well, they start talking about him. So that's a big thing too. Here's a big lesson that I've learned, okay, before we get into. But ultimately, if you're in a room and you're listening to someone talk about someone else, immediately when you leave that room and they enter a room with someone else, they could be talking about you. Because that's the same energy that's from the intention. That's what they're paying attention to. Okay, let's keep going. Number 9, this one's super easy. It's just like you shall not commit adultery. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife. So why are those two different 10 commandments? Why are those two different commandments? Because they're probably different. Because they're probably slightly different. Even though they might be in alignment, they might be similar, they're still different. Wow. So what is this? I'm open to love in various forms. What is it? Let's get into it. I keep the waters pure. I respect the property of others. I'm not saying that women are property. I'm just saying that generally that's how it's looked at. I'm not saying that they're actually property, but you get my point. Okay? I consume only my fair share. So I don't consume someone else's share, which goes with the last 3. You shall not bear false witness. You shall not covet. You shall not covet your neighbor's goods or wife. Okay? It's not that difficult. So don't steal other people's shit. Don't try to take other people's shit. It's not that hard. And you guys will be mad that I'm saying the word shit in a video, and then you would just be like, well, that's I know that this cannot be right now because he said one word. But I find it very interesting that people will use other people's life to kind of govern their own, which is very interesting. Okay, now we're going to get into the Emerald Tablets. You can see how those are all interconnected. Am I right? Put a 444 in the chat if I'm right. I know that I'm right, but just let me know. Okay, truly without deceit, certain, and most veritable. That which is below corresponds with that which is above, and that which is above corresponds with that which is below, which is as above, so below, as God does. So it's just like the Lord's Prayer. It's just like the Lord's Prayer. It's just like the Lord's Prayer. Okay? On earth as it is in heaven. I do on earth as it is in heaven. Okay? To accomplish the miracles of the one thing. The one thing is capitalized. The one thing. What is the one thing? The kingdom. The kingdom is internal. The one thing. The one in the matrix. The one in the matrix is the being that shows up regardless of their ego. They have a body, but they're not identified as their body. See, here's the big thing. They can kill you, but they can't kill the emission and emotion of your heart. You could choose to be stoic regardless. Forgive them. They know not what they do. Okay? Very powerful. To accomplish the miracles of the one thing, and just as all things come from the one thing through the meditation of the one mind, so do all created things originate from this one thing through transformation. Transformation. Wow. Its father is the sun. Its mother is the moon. The wind carries it in its belly. Think about it. The father and the sun is the moon. The wind is in the belly of the father of the sun. Okay? Which means it's a byproduct of the sun and the moon. The wind is. Its nurse is the earth. It is the origin of all. The consecration of the universe. Its inherent strength, it's perfected. If it is turned into earth. Separate the earth from heaven, the subtle from the gross, This is just like Genesis. Separate the earth from heaven, the subtle from the gross, gently with the great ingenuity. Wow. It rises from earth to heaven, and it descends again to earth, thereby combining with its power of both the above and the below. Thus you will obtain the glory of the whole universe. All obscurity will be clear to you. This is the greatest force of all powers because it overcomes every subtle thing and penetrates every solid thing. That sounds like the force. That sounds just like the force. What is the force? Well, it's an energy that permeates all living things. It's in things, it's through things. It holds and binds the universe together. Okay? Obi-Wan Kenobi. In this way was the universe created. From this will come many wondrous applications because this is the pattern. What? The pattern of the universe, the flower of life. The crystalline femininity flower of life and the masculine metatronic flower of life. They are both flowers of life. Okay, I just want you to see there's different expressions of the flower of life, femininity and masculinity. Therefore, am I called thrice greatest Hermes Trismegistus. Trismegistus means thrice greatest. What is thrice? Three. Okay, there's this band called Thrice, and they're a Christian band. Okay, thrice. What is thrice? Trinity, triangle, trifecta, triunity, 3 in 1, triunity. Okay, having all three parts of the wisdom of the whole, holy, whole, universe, word, verse, uni, one, the one word, the one mind, the one thing, the one being. Okay? The word became flesh. Having all three parts of this wisdom of the whole universe, the holy universe, herein have I completely explained the operation of the sun. The operation of the sun. That means the sun has an operation. Check out the word what, or check out the video what? Operating on a higher frequency where I talk about solar. Operating on solar level rather than on earthly level. Operating on higher vibrational levels rather than lower vibrational levels. And this is all interconnected with Kabbalah. It's all interconnected with the sacred seven. It's all interconnected. But these three are interconnected biblically. You could see it. And the emerald tablets cannot be broken. They cannot be broken. And what does the emerald tablets represent? The emerald tablets represent what? The tablets that Moses wrote. The tablets that Moses wrote. They're unbreakable because they were made in a higher dimension. They were made in a higher dimension that you cannot break them here in this dimension. Okay? Just like the pyramid. We can't explain the pyramid, but the pyramid was built what? From the top down. Okay? It was built from ether or the Akashics or from the top down, from the astral realm down. Okay, it was built from upper to lower. What? From heaven to earth. This is the inner cultivation, and it's used as an operative machine. It operates on specific frequencies. It's built within specific mathematical constants. All of this is interconnected between what? The 42 laws of Ma'at cannot be broken. The 10 commandments cannot be broken. And the emerald tablets cannot be broken. And they're all intercorrelated, and they have a multitude of things biblically that are written in this type of thing. What is Genesis? Gene system, gene synthesis, gene creation, generations, genius, generative, genes. You guys get the point? So ultimately, a gene system is how your gene switches are systematically switched on or off, and how you interconnect with your environment around you, your auric field around you. So this is all intercorrelated between sun, moon, wind, earth, father sky, mother earth, all these elemental aspects. So I'm not going to have this go too long, but this is what? The 42 laws of Ma'at. The 42 laws of Ma'at wrote the emerald tablets, wrote the 10 commandments. That's literally what I call it. The 42 laws of Ma'at wrote the emerald tablets, wrote the 10 commandments. Because that is in alignment with the languages. So from Paleo-Hebraic to Arabic and Aramaic to Latin to English to obviously other different, and Hebrew and all these things. So that's pretty much it, guys. Peace, much love, namaste. I will talk to you guys in the next video. But this is the 42 Laws of Ma'at, the Emerald Tablets, the 10 Commandments. You guys can intercorrelate and see how these are all interconnected. And I just know it. I don't like, the whole thing is like, I've known this stuff. I've known this stuff, and I'm not like flexing like, oh, I've known this stuff. But the whole thing is like, when you take your ego out of it, you really start to see the intercorrelation between the sun, the moon, the stars, the interconnection between these texts, these religious texts. So peace, much love. Everything's in the description.